I've lived in London for over 20 years, and over that time I've had a lot of visitors. These are the 5 places I most frequently recommend to my visitors in order. I'm going to finish with my nomination for if you only visit one place in London, this is the one. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'd love to hear what your favourite place is in London. Coming in at number 5 is the Royal Greenwich Observatory. The Royal Observatory is the Prime Meridian of the world. What that means is that it's where longitude is measured from. It is also the divide between the Western and the Eastern hemispheres, and it's where time is measured from. When you see GMT, that means Greenwich Mean Time. Plus, there's loads of really cool old telescopes. There's some great stories about how they figured all of this out, and there's some really great views of London too. Coming in fourth, it's the Tower of London, one of the most popular tourist attractions in London for very good reason. This UNESCO heritage site has been a fortress, a royal palace, and a prison. And it's the home of the crown jewels. The reason it made it onto this list is its unique history. It's very entertaining yeoman tour guides, and they do loads of cool stuff like have wildflowers, poppies, and even reenact things like the death of Anne Boleyn in the main courtyard. Coming in third, it's Borough Market, one of the oldest and largest markets in London that dates back to the 12th century. Yes, that does make it 1,000 years old. It is still a working market, supplying locals as well as some of London's top restaurants, and it's also home to some of the best street food and restaurants in London, from humble crumble to roast and so many more in between. It has food at all price points, a fantastic atmosphere, and it is extremely photogenic. Coming in second, it's Churchill War Rooms. These rooms underneath Westminster are where the British government directed World War II. They were top secret at the time, but most interesting is when the last person left on August 15, 1945, these rooms were left exactly as they were and have been preserved since. Visiting the war rooms is like walking back in time, and you can almost feel the tension that must have been so present during the war. When you're finished, head to the Churchill Museum, which does a fantastic job telling the story of this fascinating man using loads of modern tech. But if you only do one thing when you're in London, make it Westminster Abbey. Westminster Abbey has been the coronation church since 1066, and 17 monarchs are buried here. It's been a religious site for over 1,000 years, and it's still where all the most important things happen in the UK, from the King's recent coronation to William and Kate's wedding to the funeral of Queen Elizabeth. But it's not just about the royals. The Abbey is home to the oldest door in the UK. It has the largest ceiling in the UK. Isaac Newton, Stephen Hawking, and some of the other biggest names in science and literature are buried here. There's a guy buried up right here. But for me, the highlight of the Abbey is this beautiful Lady Chapel with its amazing flags. There is nowhere else in the world like Westminster Abbey.